Welcome. I am absolutely thrilled you're here for this explainer. Today we're taking a super straightforward, totally jargon-free journey straight into the heart of financial literacy. Have you ever looked around and just wondered, why do some people always seem to have total control over their money, while others are constantly stressing, literally counting down the days until that next paycheck clears? Well, the difference isn't always how much they make. It's usually how well they understand finance. And I promise you, finance doesn't have to be this big, complicated subject full of intimidating charts or chaotic stock market calculations. At its core, it's actually beautifully simple.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Why do high earners still struggle paycheck to paycheck? I mean, it's a totally universal pain point, right? We all know someone, or hey, maybe we've been that someone who makes a fantastic salary but still ends up completely broke at the end of the month. How in the world does that happen? Well, because a big paycheck without an actual finance system, it's kind of like pouring water into a leaky bucket. Earning money is just one piece of the puzzle. Finance is what actually patches the holes. By the end of our time together today, you're going to understand what finance actually is, why it's absolutely crucial, and exactly how you can use it to build a bulletproof financial future.
To get us there, we're going to follow a very specific roadmap today. First, we'll look at the financial GPS. Then, we'll break down the 3 types of finance before unlocking the 5 financial pillars, and finally, building your financial future. Let's get to it. Starting things off with Section 1, the Finance GPS and navigating your money.
All right, it's time to completely dismantle the myth that finance is some exclusive language spoken only by Wall Street experts. Simply put, finance is just a process of managing money. It covers how money is earned, spent, saved, invested, borrowed, and how it grows over time. I want you to think of finance as literally the GPS for your money. Think about it. If you jump in a car and drive totally blindly without a map, you're probably going to get lost, right? Well, the exact same thing goes for your bank account. Without a financial GPS, you might earn a massive income but still end up totally broke just because you took a few wrong turns. But with it, even a completely average income can be navigated to create incredible long-term wealth. Every single financial decision you make, from scanning a carton of eggs at the grocery store to signing the mortgage on a house, is a turn on that GPS.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 3 types of finance, or the environments of money management.
Let's zoom out for just a second to see the broader landscape of how money is managed across different levels of our society. And this brilliantly illustrates the 3 main categories. First, we have personal finance. This is all about managing your own money, creating a budget, paying bills, managing debt, planning for retirement, all that good stuff. Then we step up to corporate finance, which is how businesses raise money, pay their employees, and invest in new products to increase the company's overall value. And finally, there's public finance. That's how governments collect taxes and manage a whole country's expenses, like funding roads, schools, and hospitals. Now, while it's definitely great to know how corporations and governments operate, every single individual needs personal finance skills. So for the rest of this explainer, we are keeping our focus strictly on personal finance, because that is the one that impacts you directly.
Which brings us to Section 3, the 5 financial pillars. These are your building blocks for success.
I want you to think of these pillars like the 5 fundamental levels of a video game. You've got to conquer them in order. Let's see how this builds a really clear blueprint. It's the exact step-by-step pathway to taking control of your financial future. We have income, spending, saving, investing, and budgeting. Master these 5, and you absolutely master the game. Let's walk through them one by one.
Step 1 is Pillar 1, income. Now, it sounds obvious, I know, but everything really does start right here. Income is the initial fuel for our financial GPS. You simply can't manage money if you don't have any coming in. This is the money you receive, whether that comes in the form of a traditional salary, profits from a business you run, maybe a freelance side hustle, or even rental property income. The very first step toward true financial freedom is focusing on how to increase your income, just so you have more fuel to actually work with.
So the crucial point is what you actually do with that fuel once you have it. And that brings us to Pillar 2, spending. Now listen closely here. Not every expense is bad. The secret isn't to just stop spending money entirely. The key is spending it wisely. Financial experts separate our expenses into a really stark contrast: needs versus wants. Needs are your absolute vital survival necessities: food, rent, electricity, transportation to get to work. Wants, on the other hand, are your lifestyle desires. Those expensive new gadgets, luxury clothing, entertainment, eating out. Smart people know the difference, and they always prioritize their core needs before they even think about their lifestyle wants. And that exact discipline leads us straight into pillar 3, saving. The magic number I really want you to remember here is 3 to 6. Saving means keeping money tucked away for future needs, and financial experts universally recommend having an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of your basic living expenses. Why? Well, because unexpected events just happen. Cars break down, roofs leak, jobs get lost. Pillar 3 is all about protecting yourself during those really difficult times. Your savings are basically your financial shock absorbers.
But here's the thing. You can't just save your way to wealth. That is exactly what Pillar 4 steps in. Investing. Here's the golden rule to remember. Saving protects your money, but investing actually grows it. When you invest, your money basically gets a job and starts earning even more money for you. You have a lot of options here too. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, real estate. Over time, investing allows the absolute magic of compound growth to work in your favor. It is literally the ultimate wealth-building tool.
Now, what's really interesting is how we tie all of these previous pillars together using Pillar 5, budgeting. A budget isn't a restriction, guys. It is simply a plan for your money. Instead of getting to the end of the month and just wondering where all your money went, a budget tells your money exactly where to go. A highly effective method for this is the 50-30-20 rule. It gives every single dollar a specific destination. 50% of your income is dedicated to your needs, 30% goes to your wants, and 20% goes straight towards saving and investing. It's like a perfectly balanced financial diet.
All right, moving into our final stretch, Section 4, building your financial future and putting these tools to work.
Let's contrast the profound realities of living with and without financial literacy. Without financial knowledge, even high earners can really struggle, get trapped in totally unnecessary debt, and live under this constant cloud of chronic financial stress. But with financial knowledge, ordinary people with completely average salaries can systematically build amazing wealth over time. They prepare for emergencies, they buy homes, start businesses, and ultimately, they achieve true financial independence. Understanding the system beats out sheer income every single time.
I really want you to internalize this core concept. Money is a tool. Finance teaches you how to use that tool effectively. Finance isn't about becoming a millionaire overnight. It's about making smart, empowering decisions consistently. Spending a little less than you earn, saving regularly, investing for the long term. You are entirely in control of your destiny here. Small financial habits, repeated over many years, can and absolutely will change your future. And obviously, the sooner you start, the greater the benefits.
Which brings us right to our conclusion. And I really want to leave you with a challenge today. Which financial choice will you make today to change your future? Are you going to review your spending? Maybe start that emergency fund? Look into an index fund? Your financial future is being created by the choices you make right now, today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll catch you next time.